Well, hey guys, hey, what is going on out there today? Brent Abel here with tennis.com. Yes, another episode of What's the Right Shot. Yours truly with the serve a while ago over the Berkeley Tennis Club. And what we're going to look at today is a second serve and volley. And look, I'm going to bring this into the transitional area, right? And look, I think one of the big misconceptions about serve and volley is that you must serve, obviously, but then you must volley, right? And look, if we look at where this ball lands, right here on the service line, if I'm coming in behind this and I decide to go ahead and lunge forward just so that I can volley, well, what happens is you end up playing the ball at a really tough spot, but you're off balance. You're lunging forward, right? And that's the whole purpose of being able to be better at playing a transitional half volley. Sounds like the landscape fellas are out there blowing stuff around. Anyway, so look, that's the reason that I don't really mind playing a half volley. I get to play it on balance. And I want you to feel that you don't have to worry about playing shots within, we don't call it no man's land like so many other coaches do, because that is such a negative connotation, right? This is just a transitional area where you might play a volley, you might play a half volley like this one here, or you might play a ball that actually bounces really short and gets up and you just play like an approach shot, right? But this is a half volley. And so, look, what I'm going to tell you about the half volley is that, number one, don't be afraid of it. Number two, that you can be super accurate with it if you don't hack down. Like, a lot of players will come into this and the volley racket prep kind of starts up here around the shoulder. But the half volley, I like to place the racket kind of lower behind where I think we're back behind where I think contact is going to be, and almost kind of think that I'm providing that ball with a semi-moving forward backboard. There's not a lot of swing going on, right? You're just kind of nudging the racket, giving it a backboard and something to bounce against. And yes, you do have a little forward movement as you go through, and that's where you get your control. So I think we looked at yesterday that I played a volley on the serve and volley, stretched my opponent, Bruno, out wider, and maybe I'm thinking again, that's why this is as far as I'm going to go. He might be lobbing again, right? And so I don't want to be totally closing, and he actually gets around this ball, plays it cross court, and yeah, even from this far away from the net, you can still play a volley that ends up winning the point, right? So, and look, does this volley require any unbelievable volley technique, racket control, all this other stuff? No. All that you got to do is just get there and put your racket behind it and make sure that you just nudge it somewhere. I mean, obviously you don't want to go directly back at him, but at least get the ball back in play, right? It doesn't have to be a low skidding, screaming, unbelievable underspin volley. You don't need that. So, look, I just want you to be thinking that on a half volley, that it's not that big a deal, right? And in fact, once you get good at it, you're going to prefer hitting that shot rather than thinking that you got to lunge forward, play an off balance type of volley, where all you got to do is just present the ball with the racket face flat. Don't hack down on it. Nudge it forward with your body. How much finish is this, right? There's not much. There's just a hair of that, and then you can control it. And now what do? Well, you just hang out and just wait to see what comes next. And like we talked about yesterday, sure, some of this is anticipation, right? You don't know exactly what you're going to get, but you can kind of whittle it down to just a few shots from your opponent. So guys, we'd love to hear from you down below in the comments area. Let me know. What do you think? Questions, comments, remarks, you can do it down below. Or if you want to shoot me an email, keep it private. Go to Brent shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. Look, I'm going to go ahead and play this in real time, give you a clean version of it in real time, and then I'll do a slow-mo version. And then after that, stick around, because if you are struggling with your slice of backhand drive, I've got something for you I want you to check out. Guys, that's it for me today. Time for us all to get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, definitely see you again next time. Well, hey, it is Brent back here with you. Really hope you enjoyed this episode of What's the Right Shot. And yeah, if you're still trying to figure out your one-handed backhand slice, your underspin drive, right, where it's not floating and sitting up for your opponent, then what I've got for you is a course I want you to check out below. There is a link down below in the description area that will take you to an information page, because there's really 3 habits that we've got to have on this backhand slice. Especially for something like this where we just saw it, where you're taken out wide and maybe you want to play a little dropper off of it. Here are a couple of points from a match I played a while ago. And look, if you think you always have to topspin a backhand passing shot, you don't. And here are a couple examples of how you can actually play a really controlled slice underneath your opponent and be good. So look, if you want some help with the slice backhand, down below, there's a link. Click it, and it'll take you to an information page, and you get a lot more details on what's in the course. And there are several bonus courses in the package as well. Any questions? Brent@webtennis.com.